that this word demographic, the word demography, it comes from the word demography. And demography is what? Demography is the study of population. And that study of population, that is the study of population trends, the study of population processes, which includes the changes in population sizes, death and birth patterns, and also with regard to the migration as well as the population structure. That is what is demography. So demography is all with regard to the study of population, trends and processes, including the changes in the population size, birth and death patterns, migration, as well as population structure. And this word demography, it comes from the Greek word that is demos. ये जो word Greek word है, that is demos. So you can say that demography, I'm talking about this word demography. So this word demography, it comes from the Greek word demos, and demos का मतलब होता है people, and graphin means what? Describe. So we can say that demography, it is concerned with the description of people. Let's see if it is given in the next page. Yes. देखो सेकेंड पेज में आपको ये पूरा चीज यहां पे दिया हुआ है. Just a minute. So in the second page, this is particularly given. So what is given here? कि demography is the systematic, underline it, study of population, and the term, it's from Greek origin, and it is composed of two words. One is demos, which means people, and graphin, which means describe. So this means what? Description of people. Got it? So this means what? Description of people. And demography, it studies the trends and processes associated with population, including change in population size, patterns of births, deaths, migration, and the structure and composition of the population, such as the relative proportion of women, men, and different age group. So there are different varieties of demography, including formal demography, which is largely quantitative field, social demography, which focuses on the socio-economic aspects of the population, and जो भी demographic studies है, they are based on the processes of continuity, counting or enumeration, that is surveys or census, and this involves a systematic collection of data on people residing within a specific territory. So this entire thing, I'm telling you it in a very short manner. The first thing which I am telling here is that the word demography comes from the Greek word demos. Here demos means what? Demos means people, and graphin, it means describe. So we can say that it is concerned with the description of people, number one. Number two is that demography, it is the study of population trends and processes. Population trends in the sense change in population size. It also studies about the patterns of birth, deaths, and migration, and also about the structure and the composition of the population. ठीक है? And structure and composition of population, like for example, the proportion of women, men, and children in the overall population. Ki overall population is 100%, then in that, if the proportion of men is 50%, say 60%, then what is the proportion of women? Say 40%. And out of that 60% men, how much are above the age of 60, how much are between 15 and 16, how much are below the age of 60. So that is what is the composition and structure with regard to the demography, with regard to the population. So this is the relative का मतलब क्या होता है? In English, relative means what? In relation. So when we are trying to relate various aspects of the population, that is men, women and children, and in children also the boys and girls, then what we do is that we use demography. इसके अलावा we can say that to conduct demographic studies, when we have to conduct the demographic studies, then we have to do counting, and the name of counting is what? Enumeration. So there are counting methods, there are enumeration methods. And for example, census. Census is what? That after every 10 years, the entire population of India is taken into consideration. Or census mein what happens is that each and every item of the population, each and every item, they are counted. But when it comes to sample, only a part of the whole item is taken into consideration. Only a part of the whole item, in the sense, for example, in India, 65% of the population is men. That means out of every 100, 65 people, 65 persons are what? They are men. It means in census, I'm not taking the entire 65%. Rather, out of that 65%, I will take 10%. So that means that is what is called as sample. So in sample, only a part of the whole population is evaluated, whereas in census, each and every part of the population, each and every item of the population is what? Enumerated, or it is counted. So for demography, you have to conduct demographic studies. You can say that counting as well as enumeration procedures, they are required, and counting and enumeration procedures are like census survey procedure, and by this census and survey procedure, we systematically, I'm using the word systematically, we systematically gather information on the population, that too for a given territory. The American census of 1790 was probably the first. Write it down, please. Just a minute. We can use this different color here, and here you can say that the American census of 1790 was probably the first modern census. Okay? And the practice was soon taken up in Europe as well as early 1800. And India mein, the first census, it was conducted by the British Indian government, 1867 to 72, and we can say that after every regular 10 years, this is called as decennial. Remember, when census is conducted after every 10 years, so it is called as what? It is called as decennial. So after every 10 years in India, the census is being conducted, that is decennial, and it has been conducted since 1881. So one of the systematic way in which India's first census was conducted was 1881, but before that also it was conducted. And independent India, after independence, India has continued the practice until now. 7 census, decennial census means 7 census have been conducted since 1951, and the recent is 2011. And Indian census is largest in the world because India, it has slightly larger population as compared to that of China. Clear?
अब एग्जाम की तैयारी को और बेहतर करने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।